Hello, my friends, and welcome to the True Sea Moss channel. I am super excited that you are all here with me today because today we are diving into something that hits home for honestly every single one of us. It's what we feed our families, okay? Now, no guilt trips here, all right? This is not about perfection, and it's definitely not about banning cookies. To be honest with you, I don't know what I would do in a world without cookies, okay? Or treats or sugar. No, I'm not about that. This is honestly about transformation, okay? This is about taking those favorite comfort foods and just giving them a clean, nourishing upgrade that really starts to fuel your family. And it's not gonna drain them, okay? So today we are making clean ingredient chocolate chip cookies, my friends. We are going to talk about all kinds of stuff that you can do basically and infuse your recipes. Okay, we're going to use the goodness of sea moss gel, the Wildcrafted unflavored version. So grab your pen. You can get the recipe actually in the description below, and let's go ahead and get into it. I want to talk about cookies just a little bit. Tell me your favorite cookie in the chat box. Are you a chocolate chip lover? Have you ever tried sourdough chocolate chip cookies? I'm telling you, your life is going to be changed forever once you experience fully fermented sourdough chocolate chip cookies. They are like next level. Plus, you don't get that sugar spike and then the crash that follows when you indulge in too much cookie fun, which is me, 100% me. I have all my ingredients set up right here, and I have the star of the show, which is our Wildcrafted unflavored sea moss gel. That's what we are going to be infusing our sourdough cookies with. So we all love chocolate chip cookies, right? I'm going to try really hard to keep a close watch on my comments. They're kind of far away from me a little bit, but I'm going to try my best to keep track of them. So yes, we got some people jumping on. I appreciate you all. Can't wait. Healthy ones, so cool. Sourdough chocolate chip cookies for sure. So we have a sourdough chocolate chip cookie lover in the house. I love it. All right, so here we go. Everybody loves a chocolate chip cookie, right? I don't know if I could be friends with somebody who didn't love a chocolate chip cookie. I'm just kidding. We could totally be friends, but I would question your character. I'm just kidding again. Okay, so they're warm, they're gooey, especially straight out of the oven. That's my favorite way to eat them. But here's the thing. Most store-bought doughs or cookies, they are loaded with refined sugars, corn syrup, questionable ingredients, processed bleached flour, and they are most definitely loaded with cheap oils and preservatives, okay? Those inflammatory oils that we all know causes chronic inflammation throughout our body. And all that stuff, guys, it messes with your energy. It messes with your mood, and it definitely affects your focus. So I get all brain foggy. I get a sugar high from like processed food, but then I get really brain foggy. So here's how we're going to clean it up. And my favorite part about this is the fully fermented part, because we are going to chill these overnight, and it's going to be hard because I am a cookie dough eater. Anybody out there like cookie dough more than they do the chocolate chip cookie? Actually, I don't know if I could pick one or the other. If I have to pick right off the top of my head, it's going to be the cookie, but I will 100% eat the whole bowl of chocolate chip cookie dough. So the neat part about it is we are going to chill the dough in the refrigerator overnight. That is going to create that fully fermented, lower glycemic index cookie dough that we all know is much better for our body and our gut health, right? We are also going to be swapping out the flour. So we are going to switch to organic all-purpose flour. You could definitely make the switch. You can make these gluten-free. I know King Arthur has a brand that's gluten-free. You can use a 1-to-1 ratio. I still am experimenting with that. I'm not sensitive to gluten, but it's always a good thing to have any kind of flour be organic. So it is unbleached and it has not been sprayed with glyphosate. Do y'all know what glyphosate is? It is Roundup weed killer. I don't want that in my body, and I'm hoping that none of you do either. So we are going to switch to unbleached, organic, all-purpose flour, all right? You can really step it up a notch and make it extra healthy if you want to do like an oat flour, an almond flour, a gluten-free flour, but you do you. So we are also going to swap out the sugar, and here's the thing. In the recipe, you should see, I hope I remember to put it in there, we are swapping out regular refined sugar for organic cane sugar. Now, here's another thing you could do to really step it up a notch. You can switch it to coconut sugar. You can use maple sugar. You can even use date sugar. That would be super low on the glycemic index, at least compared to all the other sugars. So friends, there are so many amazing ways that you can continue to customize this to your family's needs. And then we are also going to be upgrading the fat. So instead of using Crisco, so the original recipe, y'all, it asked for Crisco, and I was like, I can't. I just can't. I cannot do it. A lot of recipes will ask for vegetable oil or canola oil. Stay away from that. We're trying to do clean, wholesome ingredients. So let's use full fat, organic salted butter. You could also switch it out and use ghee, or you could use coconut oil. I have never experimented with coconut oil. I feel like that is, it's going to make it a lot thinner. So you would need to customize that and maybe experiment with the flour to coconut oil ratio. But a few other smarter chocolate swaps are, this is my favorite brand, okay? I'm actually going to give you a close-up right here of some of the ingredients. This right here is my favorite brand of chocolate chips, Lily's, all right? Lily did it right, honey. She knew what she was doing. These are semi-sweet. These are no sugar added. These are sweetened with stevia. And guess what? It is lacking inflammatory oil. So friends, this is major. Have you ever actually looked at the back of a chocolate chip recipe? Or I'm sorry, the bag, the label? It's incredible. And you know, next time I do this, I feel like I'm gonna have some better information for y'all, because although I really just still hate buying it from the store because it's a waste. But I mean, when you're at the store next time, flip the bag over and let's look at the ingredients. Would you believe that there's a ton of inflammatory oil in chocolate chips? In fact, it's like the second or third ingredient, which no wonder we all walk around in a chronic state of inflammation, right? So again, that's why we're here. We are here today to totally clean up this recipe. So I've got my chocolate chips, I've got my sourdough starter, I've got my, which basically you can sub out for Greek yogurt. I've got my unbleached organic flour, I've got my baking soda and powder, I've got my salt, I've got my 2 types of sugar, organic sugar. Yes, this is my sourdough starter, I've got my butter. Oh, I wanted to show y'all the final result. Yes, I pre-baked these for you, just because we fully ferment them in the refrigerator overnight. So clearly, for time purposes, we couldn't, work that out. But I am going to bring them over close. Get excited because these are amazing, friends. Let me just, okay, my camera's in reverse, so it's going to, there we go. It's going to trick me. You guys, okay, so I wish I could give you smell-o-vision. First of all, they smell amazing. They are fluffy. They are just the right size. You guys, this is some incredible stuff. I promise you. You will not be sorry, and you're never, ever, ever going to want to go back to regular store-bought cookies or even to store-bought dough. There was a clean version of dough, or clean according to them, I guess, and I looked at the ingredients, and I'm like, that is absolutely false. It's not clean ingredients, if you ask me, when there's inflammatory oil in there, vegetable oil, canola oil. That's 100% inaccurate. The last thing I want is to be adding additional inflammation throughout my body. So again, just another reason we're here. I'm just swapping some stuff out for you guys. We're going to do it together, and we're going to jump right in here in just a few seconds. There's a ton of comments coming in, and I thank you all so much. Let me see if I can't see any questions. I don't want to spend too much time because I want to get right into the recipe. Let's see. Yes, it is a weed killer. Yep. So we know, somebody out there knows what glyphosate is. It is Roundup weed killer. Let's see. Okay, Tiffany is a half cookie dough, half cookie person. I get that. Can you use allulose? I would assume yes. And allulose is a fantastic sweetener sub, because allulose is made straight from dates, and it actually is really low on the glycemic index, so you don't get that sugar spike. You don't get that insulin response. I have really rapid heartbeat when I eat a ton of candy and a ton of sugar. And what's weird is I can eat 6 or 7 of these cookies, and yes, I absolutely have, and it doesn't give me that same effect. So that's just proof, right? Cleaner ingredients always work with your body. They do not work against your body. All right, let's see what else, and then we're going to get started. Butter is life. Yes, ma'am. Lily's chocolate chips are the best. No one likes overcooked, crunchy cookies. I agree. Although my dad does. It makes me question his character. He likes a crunchy cookie, like he puts it in the air fryer. I don't get that. But anyways, to each his own, right? You're making me hungry. Yes. Okay, cookies look wonderful and chewy. And they are. All right. So I think I went over all of these swaps that we are going to be working with, okay? So here's my favorite trick, the part about the overnight fermentation. All right, so this is my sourdough starter. I've already measured it out, and it's already like rising literally in my measuring cup. This has been in the refrigerator and it's been dormant, okay? So I know sourdough is a big deal. This has not been fed. It is inactive. This is just discard. But because I've removed it from the refrigerator and it's now turning back to room temperature, I don't know if you can see, but it's already poofing up just a little bit in my 1/3 cup measuring cup, all right? The neat thing about when you use sourdough discard or starter and you ferment it, whether it be on the countertop, although you don't want to do that with these cookies, or in the refrigerator, the enzymes start to break down and the gluten and the sugar breaks down, all right? That makes your cookies a lot more digestible, and that makes them super gut friendly. So you actually get prebiotics and probiotics that start to thrive within that cookie dough. So when you eat your cookies, you're getting gut friendly bacteria and you're getting a dose of healthy because of the fermentation. And then you add the goodness of 2 tablespoons of sea moss gel, you've got now a mineral punch, which I don't know about you guys, but at 46, I will take all of the extra minerals and gut-friendly things in my life that you want to give me. So I'm always up for the extra healthy, right? I need all the help I can get at this age. So let's go ahead and jump right into the recipe. I'm excited. Just let me take 2 seconds. I want to show you all a close-up of some of the most incredible products that are right here behind me. You can check all of those products out in the description below. You'll see a link that'll take you directly to True Sea Moss Amazon page. And I'm going to make my little camera do fancy stuff, and it's going to zoom in. This is just a few of them, you guys, okay? We've got the gummies, we've got the apple cider gummies with elderberry gummies, we've got the capsules, we've got every flavored gel imaginable. We've got soaps, we've got raw sea moss, we've got everything you could ever need or want. And one more thing, I have to announce this. We just came out with the most unbelievable pumpkin flavored gel. Where is it? Where is it? Is it in my refrigerator? Hold on. If it is, I'm just going to get it because my camera will track me. Yep, I think it's in my refrigerator. What's wrong with me? Okay, y'all come with me. Okay, I'm gonna grab it out of my refrigerator. I got to show you this. It's amazing. So if you like pumpkin, you're gonna love it. And if you like a little bit of kick, you're gonna love it because this stuff has cinnamon and cayenne. So let me give you a close-up of the gel, and then I promise we're gonna get started on the recipe. I'm just really excited to share all the good stuff with you guys. So pumpkin gel just went live a few days ago. It is a very, very limited stock, limited edition. So once they're gone, it's gone until maybe next year. All right, so definitely grab this if you can. You will not be sorry. It is delicious, and it's got cayenne pepper in it, like just the tiniest amount, which basically is almost like it works like a thermogenic effect in your body. It heats up just a little bit, and that's always a great boost for your metabolism. Plus, it gets everything running circulatory wise. So now that I've said that, let's go ahead and get started. I'm excited. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I've got my 1 1/4 cup of organic brown sugar. You can use light or dark. I've used both. It really doesn't make that much difference to me. The dark makes it a little richer in flavor, but I just use whatever organic version is the cheapest at the store, to be honest. And then we've got, let me do a close-up here for you guys so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so we've got 1 1/4 cup of organic brown sugar. We've got 1 cup of cane sugar. Again, all of these ingredients and directions are in the description below. So we're going to go ahead and cream the sugars and the 2½ sticks. So, oh my gosh, what does that make it? Let's see, 1 1/4 cups of cold salted butter. We're going to go ahead and cream these together and the sourdough discard. All right. So let me get my little spatula here. It's a little owl with the Santa hat on. I'm pushing the season. Okay, we're going to put that in. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge because I know the camera won't, it's not like I can get you a view right down in the mixer, but y'all know what I'm doing, right? All right, so there's both of our sugars. Then we are going to go ahead and add in our butter. Let me scoot this out of the way so you can see a little better. There we go. So this is 1 1/4 cup of cold salted butter. You can use unsalted. I just like a little bit of a saltier cookie. So we're going to put that in. Come on now. There we go. All right, and then we are going to add our 1/3 cup of sourdough discard. Now, friends, you can absolutely sub this out for Greek yogurt, full fat. Don't skimp. Do the full fat. But please, if you have a friend that has sourdough, anything, grab some. You can literally take a tablespoon of this stuff and feed it flour and water a couple times, and it grows like it's like instant oatmeal. You like add water and flour and it's poof. So you can take the smallest little amount and turn it into an active sourdough discard. So this is my 1/3 cup. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. There we go. All right. Next up, we are just going to cream those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, how many ingredients? Whatever that is, ingredients. Let me get my paddle here. Now, hold on, I got to get my sourdough discard scraped down into the bowl. All right. Put my little paddle here. Make sure that my mixer is on the right way, and we're good to go. All right, here we go. Hopefully my mic does its job and cancels out some of this noise. And while that's mixing for about 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to start slow and then I'm going to increase it just a tad. But while that's mixing, let me go over some of my comments because I'm super happy to see all of you wonderful people here showing up. Let's see. Where did I leave off at? Cookies look wonderful and chewy. I'm learning from you. I have insulin resistance and trying to also lower our inflammation. I believe CMOS can help with that too. 100% it can, absolutely. 46, you look 21. Well, bless your heart. I don't know who you are, but I love you. Yes, more minerals. Didn't know I needed them, but that's what I was missing, life-changing. Awesome. Autumn pumpkin flavor is a must. Must be good to add to pumpkin cookies. Yes. You know what else I'm going to do? So we are going to do on the True CMOS Amazon live streams, we're going to be doing I hope y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me over this crazy mixer. We're going to be doing, actually this Sunday at 7 p.m. Myself and a friend, we're going to do a dual live stream, and we're going to be doing the pumpkin cookies and infusing it with the goodness of this amazing pumpkin gel, okay? So tune in for that, and then let me know if you want me to like recreate that stream on the YouTube channel as well, because I'm happy to do that. All right, let me turn it up just a bit. Oh, that's loud. Okay, let's see. I tried the pumpkin gel yesterday. The kick snuck up on me, but it is simply amazing. I agree. Absolutely delicious to me, and I'm all up for some. Okay, we hear you. Thank you so much. I'm always up for some cayenne pepper, because I'm really, the root of that is I'm always up for a metabolism boost, like 100%. All right, that is probably enough time. Could you use the pumpkin gel with your wonderful pumpkin cookies? Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so here's a tip. I feel like I need to get down here instead of like switching my camera scene. Hold on, I'm going to do that. Here's a tip. It's not even a tip, because if I was like a super professional baker, I would definitely recommend that you do this, and then you mix the dry ingredients, and then you mix the wet ingredients, and then you carefully combine them. Now, in this recipe, you do not have to do that. Now, I 100% do that with my homemade biscuits. I fully believe in that process for some recipes. Here's the neat thing about this. This is like a dump and go type of cookie dough making thing. In fact, my 15-year-old son makes these. I have not made, this is my first time making these cookies in probably 8 months, because it's so easy. He makes them in our house. And you better believe he has some sourdough chocolate chip cookie dough waiting in the refrigerator almost every day. So when you want a sweet treat, he just grabs that. And I would much prefer them, both my kids, grabbing something that is, one, fully fermented, gut friendly, I'm not saying there's not sugar in here. You know, this is a chocolate chip cookie. I'm not trying to take away the sugar, but I am trying to make it healthier. So I would much prefer him going to the refrigerator and getting that versus grabbing something from like, you know, store-bought like Chips Ahoy or whatever. Okay, so that being said, we're going to dump the rest of the ingredients straight in, okay? And I know anybody that is a really serious baker is probably going to cringe, so look away. But this is just how I do it. You know, I'm always up for simplified and easy, and hopefully you guys are with me on that. So we're going to put in the vanilla. Let me just refresh my memory here. 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon, because there's 3 teaspoons in every tablespoon. Then we're going to do 2 large eggs. I mean, I don't know if these are large or not, but it's fine. There's one. There's the other. Okay. What's next? Okay, so we've got our, if you're just joining us, welcome. Love that you're here, but we're making fully fermented sourdough chocolate chip cookies, so stick with me. We've got our salted butter, our sugars, our sourdough discard, 2 eggs. I just put in the vanilla. Now we are going to do baking soda, baking powder, salt. So we're going to do 1 1/4 teaspoon of both baking powder and baking soda. So there's 1 teaspoon. There's my 1/4. Which one is this? Baking powder. 1 teaspoon, 1/4. Okay. What's next? Salt. So you can use really any salt. I use this Malden flake salt. It's amazing. But we're going to do 2 teaspoons. If you don't like a salty cookie, I don't know if we can be friends. I've said that quite a bit, right? I'm just kidding. But I love a salty cookie. So either switch to unsalted butter or you can decrease to 1 tablespoon of salt. But I'm going to throw in 2 tablespoons, that's for sure. Salt is life, y'all. Look it up. Don't be afraid of salt. I mean, I'm supposed to say, you know, do you. Do whatever you feel is best for your body, but I'm all about some salt. And my blood work has never been healthier. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed it stays that way. All right, I got the baking powder, the baking soda, I got the salt, got the vanilla, eggs, sourdough discard, both sugars, and then cold salted butter. The only thing that we are missing is the flour and then the chocolate chips. And the star of the show is the Wildcrafted CMOS gel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start my mixer, and I'm going to slowly add in the flour. Now, let's see if the crazy happens, because normally when I add this in, it says poof, and then I've got like flour over my face. If that happens, it's fine. All right, so we are going to add in 3½ cups of all-purpose. Make sure it's unbleached. Make sure it's organic, okay? And I know if you're fancy like that, you're supposed to spoon it out and level it. That ain't me. Okay, there's 1. And if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, I'll totally lose count on my flour. There's 2. There's 3, right? Is that right? And then I got a half. There we go. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna bring this over here and put it out of the way. Yes, my little camera is awesome at tracking me. That's okay, you saw half my equipment. That's all right. All right, I'm gonna stop and scrape down the sides just a bit. Then all we have to do, you guys, is add the chocolate chips. Actually, we're gonna add the CMOS gel first, because the chocolate chips are literally just folded in very quickly, not a big deal. I don't even really worry that much about it. Sometimes you get like clumps of chocolate chips. Now, there's a big debate in my house, and I want to know in the chat box, are you like because the recipe says 1 to 3 cups of chocolate chips. Are you a 3-cupper chocolate chip kind of person, or are you a 1-cupper? I'm a 1-cupper. I think I like the cookie more than the chocolate chips. I need like a perfect ratio of like every bite has a chocolate chip. But my son is 100%, he'd put 7 cups in there if he could. Like he's just, let's just make 1 big chocolate chip is his opinion. I'm excited to try the pumpkin flavor. Good, I'm excited for you. Baking with sea moss is simply an amazing way to keep the moisture in your baked goods. It really is. The moisture that, I don't know if it retains the moisture. Actually, I do know, because I know enough about the sea moss gel that the gel actually binds to the water molecules, the molecules in water, which I say. So really it makes sense that it just helps to retain that moisture in such an incredible way. So I've been super impressed with it as well. Let's see. Definitely 3. So we have a 3-cupper in the house, and then somebody is a 2-cupper. Anybody 1-cupper? Shoot, I just eat it without the chocolate chips, if truth be told. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of chocolate. All right, got that scraped down. I'm going to mix that for just a little bit longer. All right, all good. Now we are going to add in the most amazing thing ever. I'm going to give you guys a close-up of the product. This is the Wildcrafted Unflavored Sea Moss Gel, okay? This is just rehydrated sea moss and spring water. And then, oh my gosh, the font is so small I can't see it. My eyes feel like they're about 100 when I read these. I want to say it's a little bit of lime puree. Yes, I'm almost sure. Just as a natural preservative. But let me give you now this has been sitting on my counter for just a bit. It came out of the refrigerator. So it's a little bit of a more liquid consistency, which is totally fine. Now, to smell it, it almost has like a lemon lime scent, which makes sense because there's a little bit of lime puree in there. But you're not going to taste it in the cookies, and the cookies are most definitely not going to taste like sea moss. I promise you. Trust me, okay? So all we got to do is add in 2. I'm going to do heaping tablespoons. You could definitely go to 3. I'm like a go big or go home kind of girl. We just plop it right in there. That's it. A tip on baking with sea moss gel. You don't ever want to expose sea moss to really high temperatures for an extended period of time. It tries to kind of dilute the potency of the minerals. And 92 minerals on 2 tablespoons, like I just put 92 minerals in these cookies. So the last thing I want to do is bake them out. So if you stick with right around 350, you should be good to go. You know, you still get the potency of those minerals. So we've got our 2 heaping tablespoons of sea moss gel in there. I'm going to give it just a quick stir, and I'm going to go ahead and open my chocolate chips, my favorite Lily's brand. Lily's, if you're out there, well done. These are amazing. No sugar added, sweetened with stevia, and never any inflammatory oil. And also sweetened with, is it the cocoa or is it the cacao? There's a cacao, which is a superfood, and it's cocoa. But we all know cocoa, especially 45%, is really good. Dark chocolate is actually antioxidant rich and really, really good for us. Now, where are my scissors? Let's see. Go ahead and pop this open. When I do these live streams recipe, I make an atrocious mess, so just look over the mess. All right, here we go. I'm going to just gently combine that sea moss gel, get it distributed. And then we're just dumping these in. This is I think this is a 9-ounce. Yeah, so this is good. This is just a little over 1 cup. So sorry, Braxton, this is my son. He's over there in the living room giving me the side eye. Like, why are you just putting 1 cup of chocolate chips in my cookies? So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit in, turn it on, and then we'll sprinkle in the rest. Why do I not have it on a close-up? I'm sorry, guys. Not that you can really see what the mixer's doing, but all right. And that's it. You guys, that's totally it. I mean, was that not the easiest thing ever? All right, let me clear away a few of these things here. Y'all can come over with me if you would like. I need that to the sink. I'm going to put this stuff away. Oh, another thing that I wanted to share with you. I have an example of what happens if you do not chill your cookie dough. So a lot of people think, well, I'm just going to bake it right now. And that's great. That's okay. But you end up with the flat, like pancake cookie, right? And I mean, it still tastes good, but I'm all about like a fluffy, billowy, chewy cookie. I don't want like flat, crispy cookie. Here is an example. Poor guy, he just spread out. I'm gonna do a close-up. Hold on. Okay, do you see the difference? I mean, really? Chilled, fully fermented, overnight cookie. This was baked right out of the mixer, flat as a pancake. Boring. No, we don't want that. We want this beautiful round cookie, and we want it to be fully fermented and chilled because the chilling keeps the dough together while it's baking, and it just turns out a lot prettier and a lot better. That is for sure. Now, I'm not saying they don't both taste good, but if you're looking to like make some pretty cookies, please chill your cookie dough for a minimum of 4 hours. Here's the thing. When you are talking about fermentation, you can chill them for a minimum of 4 hours, and it's still going to be about a third of the way fully fermented, all right? But if you can muster up the self-control to not eat your cookie dough and not go ahead and bake them, 4 hours minimum, but preferably overnight. It really does something magic in there when it's overnight. And really, we do like, we bake half of the dough, and then we save half the dough, and that cookie dough, with like in the next few days before it's gone, it just continues to deepen the flavor and continues to ferment, which even breaks down further that gluten and that sugar. Someone asked, did you say 2 tablespoons of salt or teaspoons? I meant 2 teaspoons, sorry. If I said 2 tablespoons, that'd be a whole lot of salt. I mean, I like salt, but not that much. Okay, let me lower my mixer here. I was in the process of getting some stuff moved out of the way, and I get to talking, and y'all know what happens. All right. I'll put my little beautiful stars of the show right here. I've got my parchment lined baking sheet. Now, I'm not gonna do all the dough. I'm just gonna do enough here. But I've got some flour still left on there. See, I'm not like, I mean, I know when you're baking is very precise, or it's supposed to be, right? That ain't my jam. Sorry, it's just not. And then I wonder why some of my recipes don't turn out. But I got this down pat, and I know what I'm doing. So there's a little flour still left on the paddle. It's okay. It's not gonna hurt anything. All right. Now I'm about to get my hands messy. Let me see. Can y'all see? All right. We are going to, let me scrape down this paddle just a little bit. Oh my gosh, it smells delicious. And I promise you, you try baking with sea moss gel, you'll start looking for stuff to put the sea moss gel in. I put sea moss gel in my homemade biscuits, my protein biscuits, by the way. I put sea moss gel in, gosh, what else? My protein donuts. We put sea moss gel in oatmeal. We put sea moss gel in our smoothies, just about everything. So when you experience the moisture that the sea moss gel brings to whatever it is you're baking. Oh, I also put it in my bread, my sourdough bread. I just made focaccia bread, however you pronounce it. And I put sea moss gel in that. So really amazing things happen when you put just 2 tablespoons of this stuff in. All right, I gotta put this in the sink. Although, if I wasn't on live stream, I would totally like lick the whole paddle, but I won't do that. That wouldn't be very, very nice, right? Oh, okay. So all we're gonna do is go ahead and, I've got stuff all over me. We're gonna go ahead and use, I don't know if this is a cookie scooper or an ice cream scooper. It is a 2 tablespoon measure though. So I like the cookie a little larger, all right? I have a 1 tablespoon and it makes like little bite size. So I just prefer that size. So let me give you a tip. We used to take all of this and scoop it out into a big bowl and put a lid on it and refrigerate it. And I quickly learned that, oh wow, like as it hardens in the refrigerator, as it chills, it's almost impossible to scoop it out. And then if you get it scooped out, then you can't, like, it won't drop on the baking sheet. I highly suggest that you scoop out your cookie dough, put it on a baking sheet and cover it and then refrigerate it that way. excuse me, then all you have to do is take the baking sheet out of the refrigerator and put it straight into the oven. All right. So that is my tip of the day. Not that anybody, that's the tip that nobody asked for. Okay. Got it. Maybe. Almost. Okay, here we go. Got my 2 tablespoons. All right, I'm going to do a close-up shot so y'all can see what I'm doing. Excuse me. My throat is giving out a little bit. This is the second live stream of the day, and my throat is saying, okay, Katie, you need to wrap it up. Okay, here we go. So, as you can see, we've got 2 tablespoons, all right? I fill that, but I make sure and just kind of, I just run it up the bowl and scrape it, all right? And we just plop it down. That's it. Okay, that's it. Now what I'm going to do, just because this is a smaller baking, actually I think it's like a pizza baking dish. Anyways, I'm going to put them close because what I'll do is when I pull them out of the refrigerator, I'll go ahead and they're going to be super firm. So you can just pick them up. You could like throw them as a ball if you wanted, although don't do that. I'm going to spread them out and use 2 of these when I get ready to bake them. But I suggest that you take them out of the refrigerator and put them immediately into the oven. You don't want to like sit them on top of your stove while your oven is preheating. You do not want to do that because that's just going to warm them up. Cookies love to be cold. The colder they are, the more they keep this shape up until the last minute, and then they kind of expand a little bit. So I'm going to do just a few more of these. Here we go. And then we will start to wrap things up because y'all got the gist of it, right? Yes, and I can see already for my son, this is not going to be enough chocolate chips, not even close. Oh, that one does not want to come out. Come on, little buddy. Here we go. This is like the perfect cookie to chocolate chip ratio for me. But you do you. So if you're just joining, welcome. Super happy that you're here. Definitely check out all of the amazing True CMOS products. You can get to that link in the description below. Excuse me. And you can also go ahead and grab the recipe for this fully fermented sourdough cookie recipe in the description also. If you're enjoying it, please let me know in the chat box. Let me know, what's the next recipe y'all want to see? Do you want to see the pumpkin cookie recipe on the live stream? I'd be happy to do that. All right, let me just do a few more. My brain works that way. Like I can't leave anything not complete. If my family's on here, say nothing. They know that. It's a great thing to have, but it's also a huge stumbling block at times. I can't walk away from it. All right, here we go. There we go. Good. Done. Awesome. So this is going to be covered, whether it be like a little press and seal, don't smash them obviously, or a little bit of saran wrap, aluminum foil, whatever. And then we are going to put this straight into the refrigerator overnight. And then we're going to pull these out. We're going to bake at 350. This size, you probably, if you like a chewy cookie, I do somewhere between 8 and 9 minutes. I have a convection oven that cooks a little quicker. If you like a crispier cookie, that is strange, but go ahead and bake them just a little bit longer. So more like 12 to 14 minutes. And then of course, if you don't do a 2 tablespoon size, you will have to adjust, the time that you bake them. So we'll cover this, we'll put it directly into the refrigerator, and then tomorrow we will bake everything up, all right? So let me switch back to me. Now you're stuck with me again. Okay, and then, basically this is the result. So I'm telling you, y'all got to try this. You will not be sorry. This will be your go-to chocolate chip cookie recipe, and you will not even believe that it's actually got some health benefits included in that, right? So here's the neat thing, friends. When you add CMOS to your recipes, okay, you are not just adding texture and moisture. You're also adding life. CMOS, it just naturally supports energy, focus, gut health, better digestion, skin and hair health. What else? Immune support, immune function. It also helps your thyroid and your metabolism balance. And guess what? It is completely free of any weird stuff, okay? No junk, no added sugar. We never put any added sugar into the gels, and that's a big deal. Now, here's the thing. I also have included this Wildcrafted amazingness into my white bean chicken chili, okay? So you've got your protein and your fiber and your flavor, and then you get your 92 minerals in the chili. You guys, there's so many things that you can do with this. As I mentioned, it acts as a natural thickener. So I've even used the Wildcrafted and the flavored gels, like for instance, the lemon pie gel and the cherry gel. I put that in my lemon curd cheesecake, and I put that in my cherry cheesecake, and it is phenomenal. And no one ever had any idea that there was sea moss in there. So I waited till everybody like inhaled it, and then I said, hey, guess what? There was sea moss in the cherry pie. And they're like, there was what? What do you mean there's sea moss? Yes. And I say, you're welcome. I just gave you a little bit of healthy, okay? And the thing is, food should really energize us, right? It should not drain us. Food is supposed to build us, not break us down. So when you clean up your ingredients like we did today, you are not giving up flavor. You're actually adding nutrition to your favorite sweet treat or your favorite recipe, any kind. So here's the challenge for you. Pick one of your comfort recipes, cookies, chili, biscuits, clean it up. Even if, and I know organic ingredients are really expensive. You guys, you pay what you get for these days. My husband and I made a choice way back in the day, like 15 plus years ago, to make some other sacrifices financially so that we can invest in our health. And we started buying healthier ingredients. I started to swap everything out. I tried to swap everything out in like one night, and my family completely went rogue, and I felt like my husband might divorce me, but everybody thought they were going to starve to death. You don't have to do it that way. You can make one swap at a time. So you can start, I would highly suggest you start with swapping out your flour. Switch from just the regular old, like bleached, refined flour. That stuff has thiamine mononitrate in it. Do y'all know what that is? Thiamine mononitrate is a synthetic B vitamin, and it actually is made in a lab by using ammonia and hydrochloric acid and acetone. Why do we want that in our body? Okay, so pay attention to your ingredients. It's pretty remarkable. Once you know something, at least for me, once I know something, I can't unknow it. Okay, so that kind of gave me the push I needed to just really focus on making those swaps, cleaning up my family's diet, prioritizing our health. That's what it's really about. We need to prioritize our health, okay? Let me check my time here. All right, I'm doing good. What kind of comments do we have? Let's see. Say nothing. If my family's on here, say nothing, because they will. I like how you showed the difference in the outcome of the cookie with chilled dough versus, yes. So if you're joining us, let me just, like just now, let me show you the difference. Non-chilled, let me give you a close-up. Non-chilled cookie, chilled cookie. Very different, right? Very, very different. This one's just flat, like it's a pancake. Are we making a flying saucer? Are we making a pancake? Are we making a crepe? I don't know. No, we're making a cookie, okay? So chill your dough, people. Chill your dough. You're going to fully ferment it when you chill it, but it's also going to retain its shape. So definitely keep that in mind. Let's see, what else do we have here? Do the pumpkin recipe on this channel. Okay, I absolutely will. Thank you for that. Yes, do the pumpkin recipe. Cinnamon rolls. Oh, I do have a cinnamon roll, a clean ingredient cinnamon roll recipe, and it's actually my family favorite Christmas Eve cinnamon roll. So we make it. It's sourdough. Well, I actually have two versions. We can do a sourdough and fully ferment it. You make it overnight, you ferment it in the refrigerator, and then all you got to do is bake it the next morning. It's genius, and it is the best cinnamon roll that you've probably ever had, ever. So I did get the recipe from somebody, I think off Instagram, but I adapted it and I rearranged it just a little bit. And I also cleaned up the ingredients. So I can definitely do that 100%. Let's see. So what else did I want to mention to you all? When it comes to that overnight fermentation, you know, and the added benefit of the 2 tablespoons of Wildcrafted sea moss gel, you have the best of both worlds, truly, okay? Because you know, you're not just making food. I want you to think about making fuel for your body, okay? So, friends, we are just about to wrap things up. Any other questions, drop them in really quickly. Definitely grab the recipe in the description below. You can check out all of these amazing products right here behind me. You can check all of the True Sea Moss products. You can get that link in the description below, and it'll take you straight to the Amazon webpage where you can find all of the most amazing stuff. There's something for everyone, I will say that. There's the gummies, the capsules, there's soap. Oh my gosh, this would be, wait, I gotta show you all this. These would be the cutest thing ever, 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 as a gift. Like, is that not adorable? They have outdone themselves on the packaging. How cute is that? It comes in a 2-pack, so you get the coconut, vanilla, and coffee, and then you'll get the honey and oatmeal, or you get the green tea matcha and the aloe and bergamot. I highly recommend, well, really, I'll recommend any of them, but the aloe and bergamot and the green tea matcha, that's my favorite because it smells incredible. If you love clean smells, which I absolutely do, go for that. But you guys can grab all of that stuff in the link below in the description. You can also grab the recipe in the description as well. So if you've enjoyed today's live stream, please let me know. Let us know by telling us in the comments. Let me know if you want to see any more of these clean ingredient recipes. And please do not forget to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next live where we will be doing really a lot of amazing things. We've got a couple creators coming on board. There's going to be a guy that is a fitness freak that's going to give you some free workouts and just tell you all about how to keep your body healthy physically. We've got 2 of us that are going to do amazing things with when it comes to recipes. Tiffany is Italian and she bakes all the things and she makes all the things and she cooks all the things and she probably even sautés all the things. I don't know, but she will be one that you want to see. And then Tammy is, she does like grandmother life like you wouldn't believe. She's got like 9 grandkids, maybe more. I lost track. And she's here to just tell you how at the age that she is, and I'll let her tell you her age, but you won't believe the age that she is. And she's attributing a lot of how good she feels at that age because of the goodness of sea moss. So definitely tune in. We're going to hope to get these live streams started really quickly. But thank you so, so much for joining me, friends. I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.